Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to Wednesday's Weekly. This is your bite-sized briefing, a collaboration between Action Together, the voluntary community and faith sector and the public sector. So we're absolutely delighted to welcome you to this first session in our new cost of living crisis series. So Action Together are working with Oldham Council to welcome you every Wednesday between now and next March. For us to hear from services and the organisations that are working alongside you in Oldham, delivering that critical help to support Oldham residents through the cost of living crisis. I'm really pleased to hand you over to Pam Siddall and to Diane Morris, who'll be taking us from here.
Hi, good morning everybody. Thanks for welcoming us along for your Wednesday Weekly today. I'm Head of Customer Services for Oldham Council, and we're here to talk to you specifically today about what the Customer Support Centre does, the teams that are involved in that, and specifically what those teams do to try and help Oldham residents. So the Customer Support Centre, that covers the Council's Helpline, which you may well have heard of before, that was born out of COVID, the Support and Inclusion team, the Welfare Rights team, and also local welfare provision. I'll let Diane introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Diane Morris, and I'm actually the manager of the Support Inclusion, Access Oldham, the Welfare Provision team, and the Blue Badge manager as well, to just throw that one in.
Yeah, and Emma, if you'd like to introduce yourself too.
Yeah, hi everybody, my name's Emma Chamberlain, so I'm the Service Development and Quality Manager for the Customer Support Centre. So I support Pam, Di and the team leaders for the contact centre as well.
Thanks. Okay, so just to give you a bit of a broad outline over the team before I hand you over to Di. The Customer Support Centre basically covers a few different functions. Main one is the contact centre. We won't go into a huge amount of detail with you today, but just for a bit of background, we cover 18 council services. So when people are trying to contact the council, for the most part, they'll be coming through to my team. We have Access Oldham, which you'll probably be familiar with as well. It was shut down throughout COVID, but reopened in April this year. The majority of council tax and benefit customer inquiries in there. We do have an online and a free phone area as well, but the majority of things, it's usually around council tax and benefits. We have the helpline, again developed during the COVID response, that provides advice, signposting and referrals for residents experiencing hardship, so they can ring us about anything. We've built up a really good knowledge of our partners and services throughout the COVID period, so that we know who to signpost people to, who they can get in contact for providing some help. The Supporting for Inclusion team, that's a small team. Those team members basically provide some low-level personal budgeting advice. We give advice about welfare benefits entitlement that people might not be claiming, and we do general help signposting, but we also help act as a bit of a go-between really between customers and, for example, the council tax recovery team, helping with repayment plans, also signposting off to other organisations which you're probably a part of yourselves, to get some help from people who are best placed to provide that for them. And recent addition to our team over from the finance Council's finance team is the Welfare Rights team. So that's a small specialist team. It's mainly around helping people with entitlement to benefits. So that's help with claiming, for example, personal independence payments. We do a lot of help with people claiming for those. We do representation at appeal tribunals, that sort of thing, and help people around issues with universal credit, that sort of stuff. So that's a good specialist little team that are now reporting to me as well. And last but not least, we've also got local welfare provision. This used to be the old community care grant, or the social fund, as some people used to call that. You remember that under the CWP, that used to be something that people claim for, they'd have to pay it back through their state benefits. That came as and initially they gave us a fund for it, but actually most councils now, if they've not already run that fund down, will be providing out of their own coffers. It's usually household items, emergency situations, people moving into properties where they have no furniture, they've been homeless, or somebody's suffered a flood fire, or they're in just demonstrate for one reason or another. So Dice can also look after them. What I've not put down there is also Blue Badge, which is kind of another an application that we deal with too. I shall now pass you over to the dulcet tones of Di. Now, Di is in an office that she shares with other people today. Hopefully that won't be too distraction or too much noise, but if so, I can always jump in and take over. So let us know if you experience any problems with that. Okay, over to you, Di.
Hi everyone, as Pam's alluded to some of the services I cover, I'll just do a little bit more. So the helpline was introduced when Access Oldham was closed due to COVID, and so the front-facing customer service officers then became to man the helpline. It's open 9 till 5, 5 days a week. So like I said, the call up, we established a knowledge and experience, one built up during COVID, but also built up their normal experience in housing benefit, council tax benefit, and to be able to give basic advice and information for residents who are experiencing crisis or general wellbeing issues. We are able to provide hug vouchers or referral. I'm assuming the majority of you know what a hug voucher is. It's a supermarket voucher. They also that they can use to go and have a choice of food rather than a food bank parcel. But they've also introduced fuel vouchers as well, which I'm just getting a little bit more information on those now. So from the helpline, they can also then refer into the sport and inclusion team or other voluntary charitable people who we work with in Oldham, who are best placed rather than ourselves provide that support. And we're actually currently recruiting to increase the front door offer to include the fuel vouchers and also the childcare support payments during the cost of living crisis. So from there, I move on to the support inclusion team. This was only established in April 21. And it was originally set up to work on a referral basis so that people who we found were in council tax debt and try and help support them to increase the income into the authority, but also to support them to see if there was any underlying issues as to why they were in the debt and why they couldn't pay the council tax. I help them prioritise the payments and give that personal budgeting advice. So some of the people that we receive referrals from, so originally it was just supposed to be helpline council colleagues and things like that, but over the past few months it's expanded further. So people like Turning Point, Keyring, our own debt recovery service, some housing associations referring to us, and a new one on our that's increasing is actual district nurses linked to GP practices. So they will have first-hand knowledge of these people, and they now are aware of our support inclusion team, and they get in touch with us and say, this has happened, can you help this person at all? And so obviously we're starting to build that in. They just discuss income and expenditure with people, prioritise debt, advise them, like I say again, with hug vouchers, referrals to food bank, make them aware of bread and butter things, such things as that. And like I say, we use the Knowledge of Oldham's network of voluntary charitable organisations to signpost for other support where we can. The referrals into the support and inclusion team we are finding is increasing, and we are expecting it to go even more. So like I say, we are recruiting into the team now to hopefully provide a better whole round support with that. So if I move on to local welfare provision, this has been a long established service that we provide, and it was based on, like say, ring fence funding. The council provide the team with a limited budget, and we have to aim to work towards that or within that. Over the past 2 years, we've had to ask for more funding for that because the needs have increased over the past couple of years, which, fortunately we have been successful in getting more funding the main part of it is we provide people with white goods, beds, pre-loved things. We've also, so if we provide them a bed, we provide them with a bedding pack. We also do kitchen packs, just to make sure that somebody coming out of crisis, for whatever reason, if they've been homeless, have they come out of prison, and they are getting them on that first step of the ladder towards independent living and providing them with the basics that we need. Like I said, there is criteria that's set around that, but what we're trying to do is around the cost of living crisis, because we're seeing that people who aren't in the specific criteria as in benefits, they're just perhaps above the level for that sort of assistance normally. So we're going to try and see just a better holistic approach to say, you know, why does this person need it, and all the teams linking together to support as many residents as we can. One of the things that we've introduced, or working with the people who provide our white goods and beds, is we've looked at a warm package, which is draft excluded blankets, water bottles, microwaves, and slow cookers. And so we're working it that they will get a basic warm home or warm package, and then we will look to see if they would probably benefit from a slow cooker, things like that. It's an online application with a standalone web form application for the warm home package as well, and we haven't started on that yet, but that's what we're moving towards. We're just getting everything in place with that now. And that's it from me, I think.
Yeah, so the welfare rights team, as described before, it's only a small team. It's only 3 people, some part-time people, providing that support for our residents. In terms of referral, people can refer themselves in, they can ring and leave a message, and somebody from the team will ring back to help them with whatever they need. They meet with people. We do outreach work where they'll go into local hubs as well to meet with residents. We do, as I described before, help with claiming those government benefits. PIP is one in particular that they've become quite specialist at, but they will help with other things as well. And again, we will present appeals at tribunals, or people are struggling to access state benefits or have them refused. ESA, employment support allowance, which many of you might well have heard of, and is one of the big ones where they did struggle with appeals residents. So we help them with that, and also universal credit. So they're kind of like each member of the team is quite specialist, and we're focusing on a particular type of help, so that they can, you know, maximise the amount of help and assistance that person gets, and get them where they need to be. We also, obviously, we talk to our welfare rights team. We also talk to our benefits team that deal with housing benefits, council tax reduction, and also the council tax team as well in their help with residents. We do a little bit of personal budgeting, but not specifically. That's not specifically there for. So that's what they do, and they are a really good team, very dedicated. But there's not many of them. So we are seeing some increase in case work coming through to the welfare rights team, as we've had across the board, and we're trying to manage that at the moment. We have a lot of links with welfare rights, the support and inclusion team, and the citizens advice team. Very, you know, overlap in some areas, and we work very closely together. We also have citizens advice who work out of our office in Access Oldham as well. So we're a good team. We speak to each other and work together to make sure that the right team is giving specific people the help that they need that's best for them, according to the team and the function they provide. So that's the welfare rights team. So that's kind of our team, a whistle-stop tour of the team. So as you said, we work basically on phone calls, referrals, but we also have staff who pick up somebody who they think needs some support and do referrals, either to the helpline or to the support and inclusion team as well, when they're talking to us about other things across the board, to try and make sure that people don't fall through the gaps. So somebody's got any questions, quite happy to answer them, or get Diane to if I need to.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Pam and Diane.